there's a tremendous wind resource. We have no limit to the amount of wind resource we have in the country. The question is, can we mobilize it? The equipment's there, the technology is good enough, the economics are there. We know from our experience here in Colorado that you can put up large wind plants and customers save money. It's not at a premium, it's at a savings. So the question is, how much can we get? How soon? How fast can it go? And so the barriers are that if you make electricity with a wind turbine, you have one buyer in the market. You have to sell it to a utility who can spread it out to the customers. And the utilities control what I think are the two key barriers to go into speed and scale in wind. One is how to integrate variable resources like wind and solar into their system, and the other is how to provide the transmission to the best windy places so that the cost can be low and customers can get the benefit. Those two barriers are within the utilities' control. So one of the key questions is, how do you get utilities motivated to want to do this and to do it quickly so that we get it up and running and at some scale?
And in terms of that question, how do we get the utilities to do it? I mean, is this, what sort of federal leadership is required, in your opinion, to ramp up wind power to the levels that we need to combat the climate crisis?
Well, we would need some inspired federal leadership, but I think the game really is being played at the state level. Most of the states now have renewable energy standards. Many of the states have increased their renewable energy standards. Here in Colorado, we've gone from 10 to 20 to 30%. Obviously, that's a trend. Obviously, those of us who are advocates for that have not given up, and we're going to go to 40, 50, and on up until we see where the top is. So it's the states that are leading the game until the Congress gets themselves straightened out and starts dealing with our nation's problems effectively. I think the game's at the states.